A couple days ago, YouTuber Dad, also known as Nathan Barnett, went on the H3 podcast to talk about his past experiences with iDubbbz, and how he believes that despite being loyal to iDubbbz for years, boxing in all of his events, keeping his head down and away from drama, that he was still massively screwed over by Ian and Anissa. With all this starting a few months back when Dad vented his frustrations about Creator Clash and the way that it was handled in a video on his channel, this led to him proposing a boxing match with Ian last month, with Ian responding, telling him to kick rocks, and then going on a podcast saying, "Fuck him, he's an asshole." Welcome to the internet versus iDubbbz and Dad. It started roughly a month ago when Yeats tweets out this post from Dad on his page with the caption, "Nathan, aka Dad, wants to box iDubbbz. Says Misfits reached out to him and loved the matchup." And it's this screenshot from Dad's channel saying as such. Curtis replies, "Nathan shouldn't do this because it's not right to hit women." And Meffert says, "Dad would beat the brakes off of iDubbbz. There's no chance in hell Ian would ever have the balls. Dad's debut was insane." Then Yeat followed up with this screenshot on the caption, "Nathan, aka Dad, says he was blocked by iDubbbz on Instagram. Dad had recently gone viral for challenging iDubbbz to a boxing match. Also called him out last month in a video on his handling of a Creator Clash." And there's this screenshot from Nathan on his Instagram saying, "It would be a perfect match for so many reasons. I'd tag iDubbbz, but I guess I've been blocked." Cody Cat replies, "iDubbbz makes no sense. Humiliates himself constantly but can't swallow his pride even once to make an event like this happen. It's like he refuses to make content that people would actually enjoy." Eleonora Horseshit says, "iDubbbz has a reputation to uphold," to his 161 subscribers on Twitch. Yeet then follows up with this clip in the caption, "Nathan aka Dad reveals that iDubbbz blocked most of the people who spoke out against him, includes Harley Morenstein. AB also revealed on the H3 podcast that Ian unfollowed him."
So I realized he blocked me on Instagram, and I was like, really?
What?
Why is he blocking me when I never say anything bad? I guess he just blocked everyone who came out with frustration towards him and Anissa and blocked me. But I don't think Anissa blocked me because I still see her stories appearing in front of me on Instagram. But then I told Harley, and Harley was like, "Oh, he blocked me on everything, all social media. He blocked Harley." But Harley was a little more vocal and a little more insulting. That's Harley's thing. I feel I was like, this is really weird that he actually blocked me, but maybe he did it when I called him out. Anyway, I would like to box him because it would be a good match, because we're the same height, same weight, same experience.
Then over on Instagram, the wife of iDubbbz's ex-boxing trainer, the 12-year-old bride on Instagram, posted this screenshot with the caption, "Supporting H3 Productions H3 family." And it's her husband replying to the H3 podcast talking about this whole situation where he said, "I would help train you, Nathan. I can't believe Ian said he would fight again, and he's for sure lying. But if Misfits could get him to sign, I would for sure train you." Then we actually got a alleged response from iDubbbz that Nathan put in his video, where it shows Dad and Nathan reaching out to Ian saying, "Yo, would you like to box? Do you think it's something you'd be open to? I'd love to do it and think it would do well and we'd both benefit from it. Let me know." And Ian replies, "Oh, brother, kick rocks." He tweets this out and Sham replies to it by saying, "Why can't iDubbbz do literally anything cool or good anymore?" Sean says, "I think if you're a dick to Nathan, you're a lost cause, brother. Imagine being a dick to someone who tries to be nice to everyone and doesn't want to get involved in your stupid ass high school drama." Roy J says, "This is actually what Nathan deserves." And IAP replies, "Why?" And Roy J says, "He Joma guarded this entire time when they were backstabbing them. Enjoy irrelevance, Dad. This is what you get for sticking up for Anissa." Over on r/H3 Productions, Honeydew Careful posts the screenshot with the caption, "Ian tells Dad to kick rocks," and says, "This honestly dumbfounded me. Ian fucked Dad over, and he's trying to tell Dad to kick rocks? What did Dad ever do to Ian? This makes him look like a real asshole," as if we needed confirmation. And Ailzul replies, "This makes me so sad. You just said that to your dad. You're supposed to respect your dad. It's crazy. The son definitely has brain damage." And Crunchy Mush replies, "Why does it lie?" And Stinky Butt says, "He's just supposed to rough him up a bit." Koala Fornication says, "For a second I was feeling bad for iDubbbz considering his whole world has come crashing down, but man, he is unlikable." And OP replies, "Yeah, that's the thing. He was handed the opportunity to possibly rebuild his image, get beat up a little, be the butt of the joke, be humble and admit you did wrong, and let people move on. Continuing to be bitter to the person he screwed over massively just reaffirms that he's a bitter, boring person." And Kyle replies, "Ian is only capable of seeing it as Nathan screwed him and Anissa over by speaking his mind about how CC3 fell apart. Ian and Anissa expect loyalty and silence. That is how they measure friendship. Sad." Over on LeftoversH3, Save and Protect All Cats also posted the Reddit post that we just read from H3 Productions and captions it, "iDubbbz responds to H3 foot fungus / failed YouTuber Dad's request to box him." And Rightbike replies, "Dad seems like he's just desperate to be friends with the most popular person that will pay him any attention. That dude's Dude's got skeletons. And Muay Thai guy says, the guy going by dad on the internet definitely has issues. And a Snowflake says, homie playing a summoner build. Stardust Composition says, dad seems like a very lost person. And FTDFGS replies, his entire career is punctuated by lashing out at people who helped him, saying they didn't do enough. And the Warm Bothy replies, would never have known about him if he hadn't smashed the shit out of Matt Watson in a way that, frankly, didn't really seem in the spirit of a charity boxing event. To clarify, I don't have an issue with taking it seriously, but the way he came out swinging haymakers showed he was less boxing and more beating the shit out of a guy weaker you. Sufficient Dakin says, he got a 4-word reply and clickbaited a whole video off of it. Oh brother, this guy stinks. Desperate for relevance, sees the chuds piling onto Ian and wants to join the club and cash in on his association with him. Pathetic. For a grown-ass man who calls himself dad, you'd think he'd be a little more mature. Alas. And DS Bat replies, these people, Airsoft Fatty included, expect iDubbbz to like carry them on his shoulders for the rest of time and supplement their relevancy after giving them a platform to be themselves in the first place. I only know who either are due to Ian's efforts. Neither have made a sincere attempt at making content worth following, and both have participated in harassment campaigns about Ian. It's all really lame how this whole creator clash narrative has been carved out post CC2. Yeet then tweets out this clip with the caption, Ethan scolds iDubbbz for his response to dad's boxing request.
And so dad goes, yo, would you like to box? Do you think it would be something you'd be open to? I'd love to do it. I think it would do well and we'd both benefit from it. Let me know. Oh, brother, kick rocks. After all this fucking guy did for your events, came year after year, trained year after year, paused his life and a lot of the stuff for you and your event after you guys ran this event into the ground and fucked him over, right? You owe this man. There's no question about it. You've got the nerve to tell him, oh, brother, kick rocks? Dad, the nicest guy in the world? I'm flabbergasted. It's so fucking cruel.
It's actually just evil. Like,
it's just evil.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Kick rocks?
Dope.
So who says kick rocks? What do you
I
grandma?
don't know.
Go kick rocks, bucko. Shut up. Just call him the N-word like you used to. You know, just be the real iDubbbz. Come on. Kick rocks is not working. It doesn't have this, you know. Get old-timey. More old-timey. More old-timey iDubbbz.
Jews are so funny when they get mad.
You know what? That is not okay to say. Yeah, what a fucking asshole. I mean, it's mind-blowing.
Yep.
This honestly dumbfounded me. Ian fucked Dad over, and now he's trying to tell Dad to kick rocks.
He then follows up with another clip with the caption, iDubbbz explains why he won't box Dad.
His behavior hasn't been cool. Like, he's been literally talking shit about you guys. He's been contributing to the negative attention. So for anyone who's like shocked of like why you don't want to fight Dad, like, no, you have no reason to fight Dad. There's no reason for you to step in that ring. You have nothing to prove to these people. And even though you did say you're down to fight another time, it doesn't mean you need to fight Dad. So anyone who's,
I mean, I've sparred Dad before, and like, I'm gonna be honest, like, it was not very competitive. It was like, no offense to Dad, he's been killing it in the ring, but like, it's not really something like, obviously I try to do fights that are really competitive, that challenge me, and I'm not looking for that. And beyond all of that, I'm trying to find my own peace right now, and it's really hard to fucking fight physically, fight online, fight all these different battles simultaneously. I do not want to fucking participate in 50 different fights. It's just not, it's exhausting. It sucks. I'll figure it out with time, but one fight at a time, I think, is all I need.
No, I feel you. And I mean, plus, like when Dad fought Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, yeah, that was like a 15-second fight, so we never really got to see what he can do. And the fight against AB got gassed out very quickly. So, I mean, again, you definitely have more endurance than the two of them. You have the better boxing skill. So I actually do imagine that it wouldn't have been that much of a competitive fight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not a fan of him, and I just don't want to give him my attention in general. Like, I think he's been an asshole. So fuck him.
Hey, I feel you. iDubbbz, recently you've been You're talking more about what's happening in Palestine. I wanted to see, when I started the stream, I kind of mentioned.
I'm not even talking that much. That's what's crazy. Is there's so many fucking losers online that just like they're like I mean.
And Howling Mutant replies, Dad would beat his ass. Edward says, bro is 100% deserving of all the hatred he gets. He's utterly unlikable. Orango Man replies with this clip in the caption, throwback to when Ian trash talked Dad to Froggy Fresh, then acted like Froggy was the one causing division for exposing it.
Another thing that contributed to Froggy getting kicked was that he tweeted at Nathan Barnett, aka Dad. He said, dude, I tried hyping you up at Denny's when we ate dinner, and they said they weren't fucking with you and that you were going to lose to AB. They don't even like you. This is one of those things where it was like, oh, okay, so you basically don't have any good intentions here. You are just like, you don't like us.
H3 Alfredo also posts the same clip on the H3 Production subreddit and captions it, iFlop calls Dad an asshole, and just a random Uno replies, why is he talking so much like he is some god boxer? He has won 0 matches. And the president replies, honestly, I clocked that since his first time promoting Creator Clash. So much technical talk and bro looked so ass in the ring. Of course I'm typing this while Domino's Pizza is on the way. And Bradley replies, peace and love, but coming from someone who's also a pizza enjoyer, but had a few years of semi-regular boxing, I think Ian was pretty good in the ring. That said though, I also agree he's just asking for that response though when he doesn't have any wins to show for it. Why even make the attempt to give a great boxer's perspective when you know the obvious retort is you're exclusively a loser? In and out of the ring now, IMO. Rib Cabin replies, why is that an asshole, Ian? Because he didn't stay silent and obedient after your actions personally screwed him over? Because he still stayed friendly with someone that you had a beef with, which in your own content cop you described as not a good reason to be mad at someone? He's honestly been extremely nice despite everything that happened. And Mrs. Caulfield replies, I cannot fathom what he thinks would justify calling Dad an asshole. Dad seems so kind and even offered Ian a paycheck to fight him. Kinda seems like Ian could use it. Then earlier last week when Ian dropped his coming clean video, which we've also covered on this channel in multiple parts, Dad replied to it when he posted this screenshot with a caption, Nathan Barnett, aka Dad, showed up in the comment section of iDubbbz's latest video. And it's him replying to iDubbbz saying, but can we box? And then over on H3 Productions, deleted user screenshots this reply with a caption, Ian deletes all positive replies to Dad's comments, showing this screenshot of Dad's comments, and then various users replying like Maddie saying, bro, time to move on, T-Earl saying no, Jason saying okay, Alex saying give it a rest buddy, and the proof lady saying, no one wants to box you, Nathan, maybe move on, like you should have moved on from the shitty Poppy ripoff you were doing for years, which was cringe. And OP continues her post, Lamau, Ian kept Dad's comment but deleted every single positive reply, or just the ones that showed up first, despite it being the most liked on the video. This guy and his wife are losers. And Groon Medicine says, it's called world building, sweetie. And Curious Dryad replies, homebrew with no home. And Aggressive Expert says, basement blend. And to Mischievous replies, unfinished edition. Toolsack says, God, I hate how they ruined something that was fun. I really wanted to see Lena box. And Yazet replies, I would have watched every single one if they hadn't ruined it with their shitty morals. I normally can't handle watching people physically fight due to trauma, but man, I did not expect how much I enjoyed the first Creator Clash. All the fighters were super wholesome about it without the cringe amplified beefs, plus getting to see how hard the fighters worked despite never having done it before. I was rooting for everyone, and everyone hugging each other after and saying kind things about their opponents after winning was so wonderful and refreshing. I immediately bought a PPV ticket for the second one. I didn't even care that I didn't know most of the fighters. Got so hyped when the third one was announced, and my boyfriend had never heard of it at all, so we watched 1 and 2. Man, he was so excited too. I'm just really glad that I was a bit short on money, so I didn't immediately buy a ticket to the third. I really wanted to see how hard Lena worked for that fight. Then just a couple days ago, Dad made an appearance on the H3 podcast, and he tweets out this clip of him on the podcast with the caption, Dad talks about how he thought iDubbbz was doing a bit when he revealed to him the content cop was about Ethan.
What he did do to me wasn't bad enough?
Oh, well, yeah, okay, so yes, I think he's a bad person, genuinely.
That's good.
I don't like the guy, but I don't hate him.
Right.
So yeah, what he did for you was like, that was very backstabby, and it's like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I feel like, I feel like he's brainwashed in a way, but like, I do think he got caught up in that camp and was like, oh yeah, and I think he was hearing a lot of things. I was like, yeah, I should do that video, I should do this thing. And because when he was talking to me about it on the camping trip, like he didn't have like any questions about it. He was just like, oh, I'm doing this, it's gonna be on Ethan. He was like excited about it. And it just didn't make any sense to me.
Snark
Because I'm like, well, Lena is in the match, and AB's
Right.
like here all the time, and like you're friends with Ethan.
Yeah.
Snark
I
brain.
really, really thought it was a fake bit, and he was like putting all of us on so no one would know the truth. You know, it's like an Andy
Yeah.
Kaufman thing.
Honestly, that
it's
would have
still
made
there.
a lot more sense.
We're still
Yeah.
hoping for him to drop the act and
Yeah,
say,
maybe this is
what
like a long-term performance arc. kind
he's
of.
gonna. He's one day he's just gonna be like aristocrats.
Right, yeah.
And Better Ball Saul replies, Ian stopped talking to Dad because he reminded him of his dad. Yeet also tweets out this clip of Dad on the H3 podcast with the caption, Ethan Klein had a lot of smoke for iDubbbz yesterday in his conversation with Dad.
Sketches at your house, and that
Yeah.
seemed genuine. Like you guys were just having a good time.
Yeah, we were.
Sure were.
It was really fun.
We sure were. And
So
he's such a
to
cheap
see
ass.
that.
We would treat our boy. I mean, I didn't realize he was a total cheap ass until recently. But he is a giant cheap ass, and he smells bad, and also his breath is horrible apparently too. I didn't say that. His wife said that. His wife says I'm not kidding. He smells like fucking. He smelled so bad at the gym, training to box. People had to move away from him. Right? She
His
said that.
BO or his breath?
No, just the BO. Okay,
I
that's
have
the
bad
first
breath.
layer.
It's like stinky, and I shit myself.
It's funny because I feel like I pick up on bad breath when you get that often with boxing because you're like breathing on each other, and if you haven't eaten, you're exercising, you just kind of start stinking everywhere. But I never noticed that on him when we
Well,
sparred
you know who
or
has
exercised.
his wife, Anissa, who loves talking about it.
Yeah, that is a little weird. I mean, at the same time, I hate me. I'm not trying to make excuses, but like I do see human traits, and I think, okay, I've done that, and I can relate to certain things. So I wonder, like, I'm very self-deprecating, and like I poop my pants often, and I
Whoa.
joke about it because it's kind of like,
Whoa.
And Atuka replies, Dad giving more info than we needed to know at the end. Outlaw Smith then posted this on the H3 Production subreddit. More people coming out about Creator Clash. And it's Zoned replying in a YouTube comment saying, as a member of the production staff of Creator Clash 3, iDubbbz cost me personally $10,000 in lost wages. In this economy, there are dozens of us. And Dad replied, really? And Mag Pepper replies, they weren't paying production staff? I never want to hear about Anissa and Ian's socialist arc ever again. An aggressive expert replies, they take that 34%. And LeftoversH3 says 34% is everything. But for real, in this case, it's damn sure a huge chunk. Rape Tickler says, it's probably more from the event being cancelled and them clearing their schedule to make it happen. So lost potential wages. Or I guess it's possible they were completely staffed. If it's true, I'm sure they'll be on the show soon enough. And Flix DVD replies, and if that's true, isn't that a valid reason to sue, especially since it might be many of them? But if it's the case of clearing schedule, it's kind of a risk you take. Don't know personally. And Grape Tickler replies, I'm not a lawyer, but maybe everyone involved, including the fighters, would be able to argue that they were constructively screwed out of their contracts because of the deliberate actions of Anissa and Ian. Events fall through all the time, but there's some argument that they deliberately tanked the event to back out on paying people. Anyone can sue for anything, and it's cheaper for Ian and Anissa to settle. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives, Akiko, Sal Soud, Coldest Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you on the next episode.